everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm basically just going to do a free-for-all yap while I tell you about my process of baking this delicious carrot cake by Arentzen. I found her test kitchen videos through Instagram. I'll link them in the description below. Credits to her for this recipe. So I was on spring break last week and I felt inspired to make a springy cake. And what better cake than a carrot cake? What's really unique about this cake is you use a 9 by 13 inch rectangular pan, and at the end you cut 24 mini cakes so you get the perfect bite. Here I'm shredding my carrots, kind of a tedious process, but enjoy the ASMR. Now another wonderful aspect of this recipe is you top the mini carrot cakes with toasted coconut and candied ginger slices. So here I'm toasting my coconut shreds. What you don't see is that I actually burned my first batch of coconut shreds, so that was fun. Then after I toasted my coconut, I moved on to just make the standard cake batter, which called for oil, brown sugar, cane sugar, and eggs, which are a very hot commodity these days. Don't judge my cracking skills. I was trying to be aesthetic, but it didn't work out. And then some vanilla bean paste. I love vanilla bean paste so much better than vanilla extract. You get a much richer vanilla flavor, and I love how you also get little bits of vanilla bean. Also, how do we like the quality of this video? This is my first time recording in 4K. I know, crazy. I'm really enjoying the crispiness of the video, so I hope you are too. Next, we're measuring our dry ingredients. Tip for when you're measuring things like flour, you gotta spoon it into the cup and then get a knife and level it out. Don't pack it, don't scoop it. It's just not gonna get you the right measurement. So spoon it and level. That's the tip for today. And then cinnamon, baking soda, and baking powder with a dash of salt. For this recipe, you don't need to measure out the dry ingredients in a separate bowl. Just mix the dry ingredients on top of the wet ingredients, and then once it's incorporated, then start mixing in the dry into the wet. Enjoy some more mixing ASMR. However, there are some clips that I do need to turn the audio down because my parents were having conversations in the background. So if you notice any random moments where I mute, that's why. Now, before you add in your carrots, make sure that you only mix your dry into your wet just enough so you don't overmix. Then spoon in your carrots, some toasted coconut, and fold that in. So once again, we don't want to overmix the batter or else that will make it tough. I folded the carrots in until they were just combined. Remember to always spray your pan with some oil so that your cake doesn't stick. And then I love this part about making cakes is once you pour it into the pan, you get to smooth it out. Isn't that just so satisfying? Come on. Alright, so pop it into the oven for 30 to 35 minutes at 350. Now we're going to make the cream cheese frosting. This is some of the best cream cheese frosting I have ever made. And my best advice would be follow the recipe exactly. So that means make sure you soften your butter at room temperature, your cream cheese is room temp, And when you're creaming your butter, be diligent, take your time, don't rush the process, and you'll get a really nice, smooth, creamy cream cheese frosting that's not curdled or too hard or too thin. It's just right. I had so much fun slicing these ginger candies, and also look at the lighting. Golden hour, beautiful. Anyway, slice those ginger candies, that'll be your topping. And then voila, here's our baked cake. I needed to use a ruler to get 24 mini cakes. It would be 8 cakes long and 3 cakes wide. Make sure you also clean your knife after every single cut so that you get a clean slice. Now some advice for frosting these little droplets. It's helpful to massage the cream cheese frosting in the piping bag before you pipe it to make sure that you get smooth droplets. To get the droplet shape, hold your piping bag level to the cake and then pull up in a swift motion. Now we're decorating our cake with little toasted coconut flakes and the sliced ginger candies. Isn't it so beautiful? I added some more toasted coconut for good measure, and then here you can see me adding 3 more cakes because I was preparing this to serve it to my family, and it was super fun just decorating all the cakes.
Wow, this is really good, sweetie.
So it's safe to say that this carrot cake was a hit, as you can see by my parents' reactions, and by my own self tooting my own horn. But
Oh, so good.
seriously, this was a delicious carrot cake and I highly recommend.
Isn't it a nice
Alright, thank you for watching and for joining me today. Comment down below your favorite cake, and also if you have any recipe recommendations for me. I always just love trying new recipes. It's just so fun, and it's my therapy. So I hope this video was some therapy for you. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.